Could Justin Baldoni's deleted Signal chats lose him his entire case? Also, what facts is Blake Lively trying to dispute? Oh, you got to hear this list. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore, and man, we had an amazing live show, an hour and a half of me ranting about some amazing stuff. I really think you're going to want to go watch it. You can always join by becoming a member over on our website, popcornedplanet.com. Head on over there, click sign up. You'll become a member. You can always catch our latest news. Notice it's always been there, as well as our news feed, our exclusive content for members, documentaries, you know, because we're a digital network here at Popcorn Planet. So please check it all out. All right, we talked about Brian reacting, this delay, possible settlements. I did a whole video with Ron this morning. I hope you guys will check it out. Really interesting insight. But I want to focus on some documents we got today that I think are incredibly important that we focus on. And one is this spoliation document. We talked about it with Ron, we alleged to it, but it really gets, as I've read through it, it's really disturbing what this is actually all about. Basically, this memo of law and further support of motion for spoliation sanctions. Basically, the gist of what we're going to go through, and I'm going to summarize for you. You can watch me read the whole thing in the member playback today. Basically, Blake is saying, well, look, defendants of Wayfair have admitted there was a Signal chat. Signal's an app that you use that has auto-deleted messages. President Trump used this app when doing war plans, and there was a journalist that got in. Signal became sort of even more known for that. But clearly, it became known as sort of a private messaging app. And Blake is now, because she has no proof of anything else, is establishing, well, because they use this self-deleting app, well, then it's safe to assume they were hiding something. Nathan acknowledged, when we send over documents, we can't send over the work we do, or we could get us a lot of trouble. They keep using those, you know, we can bury everybody, this is what we're going to do, lines that Nathan has said against them. And now they're saying, well, they didn't preserve and they destroyed all the ephemeral communications, temporary communications, that clearly would have helped us prove it, is what Blake is pretty much trying to say. Now, that doesn't prove it, to be clear. It doesn't prove it. Just because it doesn't exist doesn't mean it now must have been what it is. But, you know, there's this whole argument that, well, we made arguments that this could happen. You could be sued. So theoretically, you should have saved all this correspondence. It's nonsense. They, as you read the whole document, Wayfair expresses, well, we stopped deleting documents when you sued us because that's what we're obligated to do. But Blake knows this, her team knows this, but now they're trying to use the idea that they use a self-deleting app as proof of nefarious, malicious wrongdoing. And that's what's really scary here. And as Ron said in the previous video, it's possible an order may come in that at least acknowledges, yes, there was communication around this time that was deleted. Now, just that alone may make a jury member or somebody say, well, why'd they delete it? They must have been hiding something. So, the reality is they could have deleted it for a number of things. They could have been talking about Stephanie Jones in a mean way, and or heck, Justin. They could have said something they didn't like about Justin. There's reasons you may have wanted to self-delete. Sometimes you use those apps because you don't want to store up data on your phone. Look, there are multiple reasons why there could be. Sure, you could be trying to cover something up as well, but that doesn't mean they did. And when you go through what actually happened that summer, the bad press, there's no way they could have done anything. They couldn't have afforded to get the virality that Blake Lively got that summer. But Blake calls it a hate campaign. That's what she literally calls it in this document, which is just absurd. So it's mind-boggling that once again they may be able to use this. Here it is. Apologizing for misconduct, which followed a vicious and viral online hate campaign, not just directed at Miss Lively, but other female cast members. Piss off. This is the way this whole thing is written is shameful. It's basically saying, because we can't find proof, this is why, and because they deleted it, we should win. And they're also basically saying any private internet messaging app that deletes must mean you're doing something wrong or guilty. And I just find that incredibly dangerous. It's shameful, and it's something we need to be aware of that's there. And a dangerous part of this case that could hurt him later, even though it proves nothing. This proves nothing. So I implore you to go watch the full read. You can see us go through here as to what this nonsense she's claiming. There are so many nonsense things in here that just frustrate me to no end. But just know this is a dangerous one. This is a dangerous document that could be used against him in a very unfair way, and it could have serious legal ramifications moving forward. Now, Next document I want to focus on is this plaintiff Blake Lively's response to defendant's Rule 56. Basically, this is a statement of undisputed material facts that was released. It's caused a lot of conversation. It outlines point by point which facts Blake Lively agrees with, which she disputes, and the evidence she relies on to challenge Wayfair's version of events regarding harassment, contract terms, on-set conduct, production decisions, etc. Now, there's a lot of blacked out, redacted stuff on here, but there's enough little stuff that we can go through under these boxes that may be, I think, pretty revealing and contradict things we've already discussed. So let's go to page 3. Here we go. Baldoni is an acclaimed actor, director, and author. Before the events giving rise to Dispute, he was one of the top stars of the Golden Globe-nominated television star Jane the Virgin. He also produced, direct 2 previous feature films, yada, yada, yada. She's disputing this one. She's disputed this one. Where does it say that? Undisputed. Undisputed except as the characterization of Baldoni as being acclaimed, as in the case of Jane the Virgin. Golden Globe nominated, which is the side of the evidence does not support. He's not acclaimed, even though he's won awards. Literally, American Film Institute's Program of the Year, TV Guide Awards, People Choice Awards, Golden Globe Awards. None of the multiple Peabody Award, a Critics' Choice Award, Golden Reel Award. Gina Rodriguez, not acclaimed. That show is not an acclaimed show. Go piss off. Even I can't even stop. How many? There's been Emmy Award. Pay a leave. It doesn't matter. NCW will pay a reward for writing. It just I can't. Oh my God! It keeps going anyway, but not acclaimed. Blake Lively says it's not acclaimed. Bitch. Oh my God, she's just that's such a mean, ridiculous thing to fight for. But okay, Blake, whatever you say. All right, now moving on to page 12. Sorry, I'll move this away so you don't have to see me scrolling. 29. Here we go. Lively worked to revise the script before filming began. Her written work product included frank sexual language and overtly sexual themes. For instance, in April 2023, Lively sent Baldoni a revised draft for the scene in which Lively's character, Lily and Baldoni's character, first meet on the rooftop of the building. Lively explains she revised the scene to include blah, 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 blah. I want to F you. Undisputed that Lively revised the script before filming, including a portion of the script corresponding to the rooftop scene, and the quoted language appears in the cited sources. Disputed to the extent of this paragraph suggests Lively was solely responsible for these revisions because Baldoni solicited encouraged her approval of these script revisions. Interesting. So she's not disputing the fact that, yes, she took over, wrote the film, and made it more actualized. Okay, copy that. On page 42, Lively argues that the clip Wayfair submitted of the birthing scene does not accurately reflect the manner in which the scene was filmed. While shooting the scene, Lively was wearing a hospital gown, a prosthetic belly, and fabric over her, privates. Video clip excerpt of Wayfair. Lively's Second Amendment response. Disputed. While Lively wore a hospital gown, a prosthetic belly, and a piece of fabric over her area, the video clip does not accurately reflect the manner in which the scene was filmed. During the filming of the birth scene, blah, 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 we have to see what all that is. We will still find that out. At the bottom of the page, Blake argues that Steve Sarowitz was on the set of the birthing scene. She recalls him being on set. So here it is. Lively has substantially alleged that Steve Sarowitz was present on the set of the birthing scene. Undisputed. Now we get into specific Sarowitz's testimony that he says he was not on set during the filming of the birthing scene, and her response to that. Undisputed as to Sarowitz and Baker's testimony, disputed as to the remainder. Lively recalls Sarowitz being on set during the birthing scene. In response to whether he was essential crew on set that day, he said, "Well, I might not have been technically non-essential. I did invest $30 million and paid for her salary, or at least my share of it, as well as other actors, and I consider that to be essential." Lively considers that not to be essential. She can send me a check. I can give her address anytime. She's considering that not essential still. So she's not responding to the "I can give you a check." Lively also alleges that during the first phase of filming, while riding in a car with Lively, her assistant, her driver, Baldoni, stated that he had not always obtained consent. Undisputed. Baldoni was not questioned about this incident during 2 days of depositions. Undisputed. He recalls a conversation with Lively in which he told her about his own experience of having a romantic partner go beyond his personal boundaries. Undisputed. Baldoni has written this experience in a published book and discussed in public talks. Undisputed. Well, there you go. So Blake confirms none of this was brought up in the depositions, but she keeps using that as a shot against him. Why didn't you bring it up? Why wasn't it addressed? Pretty messed up topic to not follow up more on after making such a serious allegation, at least in my opinion. I don't know about you guys. All right, but moving on to the next one. Video footage shows Lively explaining to a group of male crew members why her boots are so sexy because they are just bone-hitting wood. Undisputed. She does not dispute calling her boots sexy. Now moving on to page 75 here. Video footage shows Baldoni hugging male members of the cast as well. Undisputed. So she was hugging people. She was hugging people, guys. Shame on her. How dare she go out hugging people? Maybe they should sue her. That's too much positivity if you ask me. Moving on to page 90. Here it is. Okay, I found it. There's just a lot of pages in this document, so bear with me, guys. All right, page 90. Lively also demanded changes to the film's credits. Beep! And removing a credit stating It Ends With Us was a film by Baldoni altogether. Now, her response. Lively had requested the name be removed, so I had my film by credit removed. Disputed that Lively demanded anything. Lively made requests, and they were granted. Oh, man, the semantics. I didn't demand it. Undisputed that Lively proposed Baldoni remove his film by credit, but disputed to the extent this paragraph suggests that doing so was inappropriate or that Baldoni did not waive his credit of his own violation. Oh my God. God, she's amazing. She is incredible. It's like, well, I'm not going to deny it, but he did it. Yeah, basically you wouldn't promote. Did we ask, would you promote the film otherwise? I want to hear that one. Lively has not put forward any evidence to suggest the little bump video is not genuine or that the defendants had any contact with the reporter in that video. Undisputed. Ba-bam! Shersty, you have won. You are vindicated. Why were you ever brought into this? No involvement with her, and that was the main part of it. This is actually kind of a big deal that Blake's finally letting this go. And Shirsty's still waiting her apology. I don't think she's going to get it now. But man, imagine if you just done it at the beginning instead of caused all this nonsense. Because that was where all this really started, if we're being honest. So as you can imagine, there's a lot of redacted stuff in here. And I cannot wait for all this stuff. There's so many stuff from her side. I want to see it redacted, unredacted. I want to learn more. When will we? My God, I can't wait. Whether you're watching live or whether you're watching on the replay, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for all alerts, smash that thumbs up as well, and leave your comments down below. What was the biggest shocker here? And do you see how important this other story is? This spoliation thing is not to be ignored. It's frustrating because technically they deleted stuff. Does that mean it's bad? No. But are they going to be able to use that to their advantage and try to sway a jury? Yes. Man, that's scary. It is scary, and I've seen it firsthand with my own case, how Blake's lawyers will abuse the legal system to get what they want. Everybody should be terrified, and I hope you watch the full video and Ron's video to see how it's connected to mine as well. We got a lot more coming your way, so stay tuned.